Once in a vibrant town filled with the laughter of children and the bustling energy of life, there lived a man named Thomas. To many, he was just an ordinary man, a middle-aged man who walked through life with a smile that warmed the hearts of those he met. But beneath that bright exterior was a heart that deeply yearned for meaning, a desire to make the world a better place, one life at a time. Thomas worked in a local bookstore, where he shared not only books but also his passion for stories that could uplift, inspire, and bring hope. He believed that every person he encountered had a unique narrative waiting to unfold. This belief turned into a mission for him, to illuminate the path of others through the simple act of kindness and compassion. His days at the bookstore would typically start the same way. He would open the doors to the sweet aroma of old pages and polished wood. Customers frequently came and went, some looking for a fleeting escape in a fantasy world, others seeking knowledge or solace in life's truths. It was during these exchanges that Thomas found his purpose. One rainy afternoon, a young girl named Lily stepped into the store, soaking wet and clutching a tattered book with pages worn down by time. She was maybe 10 years old, and her eyes carried the weight of the world, a sadness that came from experiences far beyond her age. Thomas noticed her hesitance as she wandered through the aisles, but saw the spark of curiosity in her gaze. "Hello there," he called gently, kneeling to meet her gaze. "What brings you to our little haven today?" Lily looked up shyly, and Thomas could see she was apprehensive. I just wanted to find a good story," she replied softly. With a warm smile, Thomas took her hand and led her to a section of the store that was filled with colorful covers and intriguing titles. "Let's find you the best adventure," he encouraged. After approving of several options, they settled on a tale of a young girl who traveled through magical lands, discovering hidden treasures and overcoming hardships. Thomas could see a flicker of joy in Lily's expression. 2 weeks later, Lily returned. This time, her demeanor had changed. Her shoulders were less tense, and her smile unveiled new confidence. Holding the book tightly, she excitedly expressed how the story had transported her to new worlds and made her feel brave. As Thomas listened intently, he understood that their connection brought light not just to her life, but to his own as well. Yet, as time passed, the world outside continued its relentless pace. The joys of upliftment in the bookstore created, paradoxically, a growing ache in Thomas's heart. He realized that while he had brought brightness into Lily's life, many individuals still wandered in darkness, unsure where to turn in moments of despair. He pondered on how he could extend his reach beyond the bookstore walls. That winter, Thomas decided to start a community initiative called One Story, One Heart. It aimed to bring together individuals from all walks of life, those experiencing hardships, the lonely, the lost, and share stories that could transform their lives. He envisioned gathering every Saturday at the local community center, where people could come, listen, and share their stories, creating a tapestry of human experience. On the first day of the meeting, Thomas stood nervously at the front of the room, looking at the eclectic group that had gathered. There were young adults, elderly folks, parents, and children. Some faces were familiar, while others were strangers. But all of them bore the toll of their personal battles. He took a deep breath and began. He shared his own story, a tale of loss, of finding joy in simple things, and ultimately, of reclaiming the happiness that life had to offer. As he spoke, he could see the walls surrounding the participants start to falter, and a few shared their experiences, rippling openness throughout the room. Thomas listened, absorbing each story with empathy and providing words of encouragement. Days turned into weeks, and the gatherings flourished. The community was blossoming with resilience and hope. The laughter mingled with tears as both joy and sorrow were shared. Through the stories, these individuals began to realize that they were not alone. They all shared a collective journey of ups and downs, a beautiful tapestry woven from pain and joy. One Saturday, an elderly woman named Mrs. Finch captivated the crowd with a tale from her youth, the struggles of when she had come to the town as a new immigrant. Her experience echoed through the room, touching hearts and inspiring courage in the listeners. After she finished, Thomas noticed someone sitting in the back, tears streaming down their cheeks. It was Lily. As the weeks progressed, Thomas witnessed transformations unfold before his eyes. Apologies were made, friendships blossomed, and hopes reignited. Each story stood as a testament that life, with its tangled path of light and darkness, ultimately led to growth. Everyone learned that adversity could be faced together, hand in hand. One afternoon, as the sun painted the sky in hues of orange and gold, Thomas received a note from Lily. It was a thank you letter, filled with small sketches, a heartfelt expression of gratitude. She wrote about how, through the stories shared, she found courage in her own life, a motivation to stand tall against her fears, and even found her own voice to share her story with others. That evening, as he read her words, Thomas felt an overwhelming sense of fulfillment. He understood that this journey wasn't just about uplifting others. It was also about his own transformation, a shift from merely selling books to becoming a catalyst for healing and motivation. Years passed, and the initiative grew, spreading to neighboring towns and creating a movement fueled by human connection. The simple act of sharing stories blossomed into a powerful mission that transcended the limitations of individual struggles. Thomas had forged a network of hope and resilience, a community thriving on understanding and empathy. Reflecting on his journey, Thomas marveled at how it all began with a desire to change one person's life. His story, like those of so many he had encountered, was interlaced with the threads of countless lives. The journey of self-improvement and enlightenment led to a collective awakening, a realization of the undeniable power of kindness and compassion. In the end, Thomas learned something profound. The desire to make the world a better place does not have to start on a grand scale. Sometimes it begins with one person's decision to reach out, to create a connection, to share a smile or a story. Each small act of kindness creates waves of change, rippling outward until they reach places one might never have imagined. And so, as you reflect on Thomas's journey, remember this. Within you lies a great potential for change, not just in your own life, but in the lives of others. Embrace your power to inspire, to uplift, and to create a community bound by stories and empathy. Life is a canvas filled with untold tales, and by sharing yours and encouraging others, you can illuminate the darkest corners, creating a legacy of hope and connection. So, go out there and make a difference, one story at a time.